Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next game in well, actually, just the second game in the Demolition League. And it's one of the opening day games. And going by the schedule that the Strat-O-Matic computer generated for me. So the next game scheduled in line is Chicago and the Dodgers, with the asterisk being the home team, means the Dodgers are the home team. So we are in Los Angeles for the Cubs and the Dodgers. And again, I've got to put my lineup hat on and try to figure out how to make a lineup for these teams. So that's part of the process, is trying to figure out how to do that and do it, reasonably successfully without, doing something ridiculous. Tyler Glasnow is the pitcher for the Dodgers. He was 9-6 with a 3.49 ERA in real world. Hello, Kenyon. And pitching for the Cubs will be left-hander Justin Steele. He was 5-5 with a 3.07 ERA real world. And now I have to make lineups based on these pitching assignments. He might very well be. You never can tell. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make the Cubs lineup first against the right-hander Glasnow. So I'll set the Dodgers to the side and see about making a lineup here with these Cubs. So I'm going to look at the lineup and see who they have available and who might be worthy of a leadoff spot. Ian Happ looks like he's a pretty good he might be a pretty good leadoff man. So I'll go with Ian Happ in left field. He's a 2 -2 E1, runs at a 14. Pretty good on base percentage. Not too bad. Let's check the number 2 hitter. I kind of like Dansby Swanson, but I don't know if his numbers warrant it, but we'll see. Only 242, a lot of strikeouts. So I may not want to hit him second. I'm actually going to go with Nico Horner. Nico Horner will be at second base, where he is a 1 E10. So very good. And a 16. All right, so we got Happ and Horner facing Glasnow. Let's see, the third place hitter. Bellinger, how did he? Bellinger did okay. So we got switch righty. I want a lefty in there. I think we'll go with Cody Bellinger. And Bellinger is in, where did he play? Bellinger, where'd you go? I just saw him a second ago. Just had him. What did I do with him? There he is right in front of me. Center field. He's a 2 -2 E4. And he runs at a 15. Batting cleanup. 21 home runs, Seiya Suzuki. He is in right field. 4 -2 E7. Running at a 13. Need a fifth place hitter. And let's see. Where to go? Michael Bush. 21 home runs. So we'll go with Michael Bush at first base, where he is a 3 and an E5 and a 12. Now let's see who else might be a candidate for a decent hitter. Michael Talkman looks pretty, 248. He's so-so. But some of those hitters just aren't too good. So, boy, I think we're going to go with Dansby Swanson. Shortstop. He's a 1 E6. This probably looks nothing like their real world lineup, but hey, what are you going to do? Catching is going to be Miguel Imea. Probably bat him 8th, I guess. Who's going to be the DH? It might be Michael Talkman, and it is going to be Michael Talkman. Talkman's going to be the DH and hit 7th. And he runs at a 13. That's going to leave a third. We need a third baseman. Third baseman is going to be, well, he's not very good offensively, is he? Miles Mastrobuoni, he's no better either. So, all right, we're going to have Amaya bat eighth and do the catching. And like I said, this may not be the optimized lineup, but I'm learning. And as I go, I'll tweak the lineups where I think they might need, be improved. So this is a trial and error thing. And at third base, Nick Madrigal will be at third base. He will bat ninth. He's a 2E21. And he runs at a 13. So there's our lineup for the Cubs. Now, if we look at Justin Steele's card, we can fill in his information because now we have Amaya as a +1, Steele's a -1, so that's a 0. He's a 1 wild pitch and a 0 balk. Okay. So now we need to do the Dodgers. And bench players remaining for the Cubs will be Garrett Cooper, he later goes to Boston, Yan Gomes, Christopher Morel, and Miles Mastrobuoni. Those will be the 4 on the bench for the Cubbies. All right, Dodgers. Whoops, this thing got way out of line here, didn't it? Got really crooked here. Hello, Casmo. Good to see you. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this, Kenyon, is I found it out when I did the Demolition League for 2015. The only problem was I knew all those players. I was very familiar with all of those players. But 2024 is a different story. All right, so of course I do know, I think everybody, even non-baseball people, know Shohei Ohtani. So he's going to hit leadoff for the Dodgers as the designated hitter. I don't know if he hit leadoff real world or not, but he steals 59 bases, gets on base at a 390 percentage rate, double-A stealer with all these good steal numbers, and he can put you on the board with one swing of the bat. So I believe in one of your best hitters should hit first because they get to come up to the plate more often. So Tani will lead off, and Mookie Betts, who's one of the also better hitters, will hit second, and he will play shortstop, where he is a 3E24 and a 14. Batting third will be, I know this guy, former Atlanta Brave Freddie Freeman. He will hit third, play first base. Now, after this, I may not know. I'll have to figure it out. But those 3 I was pretty confident on using those. Hello, Thomas and Jimmy Jam. No, Jimmy Jam, I've been playing Strat for 10 years. I've only started playing the 2024. I would do anything with the modern season lately. That's what I meant to say. All right, so 33 home runs. So Teoscar Hernandez is going to, I'm trying to put his first name in there. Teoscar Hernandez, the left fielder, will bat cleanup, and his 33 home runs. Remember, the Cubs are using a left-handed starter, so I want to maybe lean towards some extra right-handed hitters, possibly, depending on how things go. Looks like doing the catching will be Will Smith, hitting fifth. He's got some pretty good offensive numbers. He's a T6. Pass ball's a 0. 3, -3, E5, and a 12. Sparky Bowl will be tonight around 8:30 this evening on Inside Pitch. Final game that I'll play of Inside Pitch for quite a while. So if you're interested in that, since RJL is taking the night off, that'll be a chance for me to do that. Let's see, who else do we have here? Problem is, most of these other guys are left-handed. Well, we'll use Miguel Rojas to play. He usually plays a shortstop, but since I got Betts at short, I'm wondering if I should put Betts in right. You know what? I'm going to switch off. I'm going to put Betts in right field, not shortstop. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make Betts a right fielder. Because I got another guy to play short. But Betts will be the best guy to play right field. So if I get Betts back here, he is a 1 -3 E13 for Betts in right field. So he's going to play right field. Because I want Miguel Rojas to play shortstop and bat 6th. Where he's a 1 E5 and a 12. All right. We're looking now at, we need a third baseman, second baseman, and we need a center fielder. Okay. The only problem is most of their regular center fielder type guys are left-handed. Actually, we're going to use Kike Hernandez. I know it's Enrique, but it's really Kike Hernandez. He'll play center field, where he is a 3-0 E1, running at a 12. So now we need second and third. Okay, second and third. We will have. Boy, I just don't like his defense. So second base, he's going to hit left-handed, but I don't care. Gavin Lux. Second base. He's a 3 E12 and a 14. And now I got to find a third baseman. So who's going to play third base and hit 9th? Let's see. A lot of guys are left-handed. Who can play third? Well, Max Muncy can play third base. So can Chris Taylor. So since he's right-handed, we're going to have Chris Taylor play third base and bat 9th. Where he's a 4 E6 with a 14. So now they have 3 lefties on the bench: Max Muncy, Jason Hayward, and James Outman, and the backup catcher, Austin Barnes. That'll be the bench for the Dodgers. All right, so we finally got that out of the way, and we can get to some baseball. But I'm so used to playing as played, so I don't usually go through that process. So it kind of helps me to think out loud, and maybe you guys can enjoy seeing me struggle. I don't know. Hello, Mr. Utah Mike. So it's Tyler Glasnow against Justin Steele here at Dodger Stadium. Glasnow again was 9-6, 3.49 earned run average in 22 starts. And hopefully these teams are better than the Oakland-Toronto game I played. So hopefully this will be a little cleaner. At least I'm hoping so. All right, Ian Happ, the left fielder, will lead off. I hope not, Ben. I hope he doesn't do that. So we shall see. I'm hoping not. Like I said, these are not as played. These are just the lineups I come up with as I'm scanning the cards. And as I learn the players better, hopefully I'll learn better and know who might be better in what position. But I'm just going by what I'm going by. And since the Cubs are pitching a left-hander, I'm using Kike Hernandez in center instead of James Outman. And I'm using Taylor at third instead of Max Muncy. So here we go. 6-9 for Ian Happ, switch hitter batting left. 6-9 is a strikeout. So Glasnow puts the K. So Ben, here you go. That's part 1. If you can do it 3 more times, you'll have it. He did strike out. Here's Nico Horner. 1-8 against the righty, and that's a fly ball to right field where Mookie Betts puts it away. 2 down. 2 away, and that'll bring up Cody Bellinger, former Dodger. 5-8 left-handed is another strikeout. So Glasnow was strikeout number 2. 3 up, 3 down go the Cubs. I hope this is not going to be a precursor for how this season goes with all these strikeouts, but maybe that's just part of the deal. All right, so leading off will be Shohei Ohtani. On the 24 season, he hit 54 home runs, 130 runs batted in, and stole 59 bases. So Jose Canseco thought he was a big deal when he was a 40-40 guy. Shohei Ohtani's a 50-50 guy. So here we go. Steele, lefty, 3-8, strikes out Ohtani. So Ohtani's out on strikes. Here's Mookie Betts. Mookie, as I call him, Mookie, you bets. 6-8, and that's going to be another strikeout for Steele. 2 down. Keep in mind, both these pitchers were opening day starters real world, but it doesn't mean they should be striking everybody out. Here's Freddie Freeman. 5-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. We are looking at Rojas. He's a 1E5, and 1, he'll get to it. E5, we're checking. That's a 10, so that's a good play. There are no errors on 10s on something that low for E5, and it's a ground out to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. All right. Glasnow back out. I may be glutton for punishment. Maybe but taking on this 2024 thing is not the best idea. I don't know, but we'll see. It's early. Got to give it a chance. Yes, I am, Kenyon. I'm everything that they do in modern baseball, I'm doing in this because I want to play by the rules. So I'm doing ghost runners. I'm doing the pitcher has to pitch to at least 3 batters, that sort of thing. Here's Suzuki, 4-7, and that's another strikeout for Glasnow. That's strikeout number 3. And that'll send up Michael Bush. 4-3, and that's a fly ball right field X. Right fielder again is Betts. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. It's the E13 that we worry about. Whoa, we've got hop and dice, so we're going to re-roll those. E13 and a 12 should be okay. We'll verify by the chart. E13. Oh, I take it back. That 12 is a 2-base error on Mookie Betts. E13 and a 12 is a 2-base error on Mookie Betts. Why did I move Mookie Betts to right field? All right. Thought I was doing something there, but maybe just a bad roll of the dice. It was a 2-base error, and that will send up Dansby Swanson. First havoc roll of the game. Here's Swanson. 5-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Rojas. He's a 1E5. Got to roll the 1 now with somebody on base. 1 and a 20. That's a G1, so we'll have to hold. That's a 9. And he is an E5, so that shouldn't be any problem. Nope, no problem. 6-3 ground out with the runner holding. For 2 away. Clutch situation now for Michael Tauchman. I know he used to play for the Yankees back in the couple of years ago, I think. Let's see. Against Glasnow in the clutch, he loses the hit on 2-6. Everything else, he's neutral. No, he's not, Mike. I'm using the open day rosters to start. Edmund doesn't come onto the scene till later. I remember he came on big time in the playoffs when I watched the playoffs last year. He didn't have that many at-bats with them, so he's going to be a while before he joins the fray. 2-6, and that's a single, but it's an anti-clutch. So there you go, right on cue. His only anti-clutch hit reversal is a 2-6, and we find the 2-6. So that is not going to be a single. It's going to be a pop out to second. And just like that, the Cubs are thwarted on the anti-clutch rule. Some people don't like the anti-clutch rule, but if the rule's there, I'm going to play it. But the only thing I don't do in Super Advanced is the robbing home runs. And you can't block the plate anymore, so that rule's irrelevant. So, all right, here's Teoscar Hernandez. 4-8. And that's going to be a base on balls. First base on balls issued by either pitcher. Hernandez gets a jump on a 6. Does not get the lead, so he will hold. Here's Will Smith. That's true, Ben. A whole lot of used tos in baseball that unfortunately aren't there anymore. 5-9, and that is a strikeout again. Strikeout number 3. Will Smith getting jiggy with it, striking out. Here's Rojas. It's a 1-7 against the lefty. Ground ball, second base A. That is a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. It's nice when your middle infield both have ones. That makes it nice for your pitcher to get that kind of defense. So at the end of 2, it's no score from Dodger Stadium. All right, here's Amaya, the catcher. 6-7, and that's another strikeout for Glasnow, and that'll be his 4th. Nick Madrigal. Sounds like he ought to be in a choir or something. 3-7, and that's a 1-8 single. That's a 4. It'll be a base hit. First hit of the game by either team. Nick Madrigal. He will not go anywhere. Ian Happ steps to the plate. 1-8 against a right-hander. That's a 1-7 single. That's a 12, so he lines it to first. Freeman snags it for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to Nico Horner. That's a 1, so Glasnow automatic wild pitch. He's a 20, so it's automatically a wild pitch. And that'll move Madrigal into scoring position. Now it turns into a clutch situation for Horner, and he loses a hit, 2-7 and 2-12. That's a 6-7, and he's going to strike out. Strikeout number 5 in 3 innings for Tyler Glasnow. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd. And Kike Hernandez, not Enrique Hernandez, Kike Hernandez is leading off. 5-8, and that's a ground ball to short. 1 away. That'll bring up Gavin Lux, second baseman. 5-5, and that is a ground ball, shortstop X. That is shortstop is Swanson. He's an E6. He's a 1. You know he's going to get to it. Hello, Frank. 1, and that's an 8, and he's an E6. I don't think that's a problem. No, it's not. Good play for Swanson. 2 down for Chris Taylor, Mr. Utility Knife. He plays a lot of positions. 2-7, and he will ground it to short. So how about that? Swanson, all 3 assists in the inning. But at least it wasn't a strikeout. That's a good thing. Put the ball in play. After 3 innings, it's no score. Glasnow back out. Glasnow has a fatigue of 6. Steele's fatigue is 5. So we'll keep an eye on that. Former Dodger Cody Bellinger to the plate. That's a 4-10 left-handed catcher X. That's going to be Will Smith. He's a 3-5. 3-17 should be no problem at all, especially with the bases empty. 3-17 is a G3. That is a 13. He is an E5. E5, there's no 13, so Will Smith makes the play, throws to first, and Bellinger is retired to start the 4th. Here is Seiya Suzuki. 6-8 for Suzuki is another strikeout for Glasnow. That is number 6. 2 down for 2 away now for Michael Bush, first baseman. 1-9 for Bush, and that's a 1-16 double. That's a 2-out double for Michael Bush. He's on the second base in scoring position, and it's going to be up to Dansby Swanson in the clutch. Swanson in the clutch loses a hit on 1-3 and 2-3. I'm sorry, 3-2. 1-3 and 3-2 he loses hits. Can somebody score a run and break through? 5-10. That is a ground ball, shortstop X. We're looking at Rojas. Don't need the D20 because you know he's going to get to it. That's a 10. So it should be no problem. 10 and he's an E5. So that should be no problem at all. E5. Nope, no problem at all. Good play. Ends the inning. Cubs come away empty-handed again. Bottom of the fifth we go, or bottom of the fourth we go, rather, and Steele will be facing Ohtani. Struck out his first chance. 1-7, and that's a base on balls. So Ohtani will definitely be looking to run, no question about it. 2 through 5, and 11 or a 12 gets them the lead. That's an 8. He does not get the lead. He could try it, but it'd be a 1 to 11 if he did it without the lead, so they're going to hold him. Here's Mookie Betts. 1-7 against the lefty. 1 to 15 is a single. That's a one-star single, and all of a sudden the Dodgers get their first hit of the game and put 2-1 with nobody out for Freddie Freeman. Boy, in the old days, this would be where you'd bunt him over, but you're not going to bunt him over with a D bunter and your number 3 hitter. So Freddie Freeman's going to have to swing away, try to avoid a double play. It's a 5-6, and he doesn't avoid the strikeout, though. So that is strikeout number 4 for Justin Steele. That brings up Teoscar Hernandez. .39 for Hernandez against the lefty, and he strikes out. So Steele with the comeback strikes out 2 in a row. And now Will Smith in the clutch. And he is completely neutral. Oh, I'm sorry, gets a hit on 1-2. He gains a hit on 1-2. Everywhere else he's neutral. But the chances of rolling a 1-2 are not very good. 3-8 instead is a pop-up to short, and that's going to do it. So Steele pitches around the first 2 base runners. At the end of 4, no score here from the Dodger Stadium. Glasnow back out. Will face Tauchman, Amaya, and Madrigal. 1-7 is a base on balls, so Tauchman will draw the walk. He needs a 6 to get the lead. Does not get the lead. He holds. And here comes Amaya, the catcher. He's actually a B bunter. Boy, do we dare bunt? Boy, do you bunt is the question. And do you trust the next guy to get him over? We're going to bunt. You know what? We're going to bunt. We are going to bunt. Nothing on the Havoc. Okay, let's get the bunt chart out. It's 2024, but yes, we're going to try a bunt. He is a B bunter. Corners sneak in to make him a C bunter. And we'll see who fields it. 2 means it's fielded by the pitcher, Glasnow. So now as a C bunter, he needs to basically have an 8 or less. He'll be in good shape. That's a 5. C bunter and a 5 is a good sacrifice. So the sacrifice goes right back to the pitcher. 1-4 on the sacrifice with Tauchman taking second base. So how about that? It's 2024, but you saw a sacrifice bunt. I almost had to force it, but we got it. So here's Madrigal. Runner in scoring position. 6-7, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Glasnow. And now it's up to Ian Happ. Clutch situation for Ian Happ. In the clutch, he loses a hit on 3-5. Everywhere else he's neutral. That's a 6-5. Switcher to batting left. And that's an in-home run chance, 1 to 10. That's a 6. It's gone. Look at it again. Ian Happ, a 2-run home run. 6-5 against the lefty. He's a switch hitter batting left. 1 to 10 is a home run. That's a 6, and he's got normal power. So Ian Happ breaks the curse of the leadoff guys striking out all the time and hits a 2-run homer to put the Cubs ahead 2-0. 2-0 Cubs. And the Dodger faithful are not happy about it. Here is Nico Horner. Hello, Colin. 6-8 is another strikeout. That is strikeout number 8 for Glasnow. But a 2-run homer off the bat of Ian Happ has given the Cubs a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And the 5th inning is the fatigue inning for Justin Steele, so we'll keep an eye on him. Facing the lower portion of the order, Rojas, Hernandez, and Lux. 6-10 against the righty is a strikeout, and that'll be strikeout number 6 for Justin Steele. Here's Kike Hernandez. 3-4 against the lefty is a ground ball to second. Handled by Nico Horner, 2 down. And Gavin Lux, lefty on lefty. The only lefty in the lineups are Ohtani, Freeman, and Lux. Everybody else is right-handed. 4-4. Ground ball third base, X. We're looking at Madrigal. He's a 2E21. 2 and a 15. He'll get to that. The E21, and that is a 13. 13s are sometimes problematic. This is the third baseman, correct? Yes. E21, there is no 13, so it's good play for Nick Madrigal. And that way Steele keeps his full endurance to go at least 6 innings. Probably cap both these guys at 6 innings because that's just what they do in modern baseball. And plus, it's opening day, so theoretically they're not stretched out yet. If you want to think of it in that term. So 6 innings is how I'll cap both of these. So here is Cody Bellinger. 3-8 for Bellinger. Ground ball to second, and that's an easy play for Lux. 1 away. Ring up Seiya Suzuki. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 6-8, make it 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. He's got the hat trick. Strikeout number 9 for Tyler Glasnow. And here is Michael Bush. 6-6 left-handed, ground ball to second. Easy play for Lux, and that's going to do it for the Cubbies, and that will do it for Glasnow. He will go 6 innings, give up the 2 runs. He struck out 9. He walked just 1, and he gave up how many hits? 1, 2, just the 3 hits. But he's on the hook for the loss, and then we'll figure out who the Dodgers will bring in the bullpen in a moment. Right now, Justin Steele back out. Gavin Lux, no, wait a minute, he just made the last out. So Chris Taylor is leadoff hitter. Number 9 man, Chris Taylor. 2-7 for Taylor. He grounds it to short. For Swanson, 1 away. Back to the top of the order for Ohtani. He has struck out and he has walked. 2-5 against the lefty. He's going to fly it to right field. Hauled in out there by Suzuki. 2 down. And Mookie Betts, 1 for 2. 1-5 against the lefty is a single for Mookie Betts. He's 2 for 3. So maybe I will start batting him leadoff because he gets on base more than Ohtani apparently. He needs a 6 to get the lead. Does not get the lead, but that's a 1, so that means possible pickoff. So an 11 is his safe range. To get back safely, we need a 1 to an 11. And he is picked off. So Mookie Betts is picked off by Steele to end the inning. Wow. Not a good move there by Mookie. But that's going to do it for the Dodgers. So Steele's going to go 6 innings. And he's going to give up just 2 hits, no runs. He walks 1, and he strikes out. I've got him for 6 strikeouts. All right, so both starters are done. Now we go to the bullpen for the Dodgers. And these are the bullpen arms that are available. From the right side, we have Michael Grove. We have Ryan Brazier, Joe Kelly, Daniel Hudson. I remember him from the Nationals back in the day. And they have Evan Phillips, who is their closer. From the left side, Ryan Yarborough and Alex Vesia. So that's who they have. The Cubs have Swanson Talkman. So that's a righty-lefty. Amaya is righty as well. So mostly right-handers are coming up. So looks like they'll go to a right-hander. They're going to go to Joe Kelly. I've heard that name before. So we're going to Joe Kelly. And all these relievers basically have a 1 for their fatigue. So they're 1-inning guys for the most part. At least that's the way I'm going to play it early on, is that they're 1-inning guys. So leading off for the Cubbies here in the top of the 7th will be Dansby Swanson against Joe Kelly. 5-7, and that's a 1-3 single. Anything else he grounds to third, that's a 7. So he will ground it to Michael Taylor for out number 1. Not Michael Taylor, Chris Taylor. I'm sorry. Here's Michael Talkman. 2-8 against the righty. It's a 1-3 home run, but that's an 8, so it's just a long fly ball to right that Mookie Betts hauls in. 2 down for Amaya. 5-9, and that's an in-home run chance. 1-17. That's a 3. He has normal power, so Miguel Amaya, I know nothing about him. Home run, look at it again, 5-9 against the right-handed Kelly. In-home run, 1-17. He's got normal power, and that's a 3. So home run for Amaya. It's a solo shot. Makes it 3-0 Cubs. So all the runs are coming off. My fears are being, my worst fears are coming true so far, where this new season is the runs are scoring on home runs and everything else is strikeouts. But hopefully that will even out later in the season, as we keep going. I don't know. Here's Madrigal, or I may just have to accept it as part of baseball. I don't know. 2-8. Ground ball back to Kelly to end the inning. So that's going to do it for Kelly. Gives up 1, pitches 1 inning, gives up the home run, nothing else. And they'll come up with a new pitcher. Probably a left-hander because you got lefties coming up. So it looks like in the top of the 8th, the Dodgers will go to, let's see here. They will go to Alex Vesia to pitch the 8th inning. He's a lefty, and they got lefties coming up. So Vesia will be the new pitcher there. Cubs need a new pitcher. Coming up is Freeman, Hernandez, and Smith. So let's look at the Cub bullpen. See who they have remaining or available, whatever you want to call it. They have from the right side Hector Neris, Tyson Miller, Keegan Thompson, Adbert Azalea, Hayden Wesneski, and Luke Little, and Mark Leiter. All those guys from the right side. Drew Smiley from the left side. So who do we bring in is the question. Let's see here. They're going to bring in Keegan Thompson. Right-hander Keegan Thompson will be coming on. He's actually got a relief rating of 2. He could actually go 2 innings if he's effective. How about that? What a novel idea. We're going to skip the music. Just want to keep going because I want to get this game done and then go get ready for dinner and then come back and play the Sparky Bowl tonight at 8:30. Around 8:30, I should say, Eastern. All right, here's Freddie Freeman. 3-9 for Freeman against a right-hander as a ground ball back to Mr. Thompson, and it's 1 away. For Teoscar Hernandez. 5-11, and that's a fly ball right field X. That's Suzuki. He's a 4-E7. That 4 is a little problematic. 4-14, though, should be okay. We'll check him out. 4-14 is an F2. Good enough. But that's a 17. That could be problems, too. E7 and a 17. Nope. 16, 15, and 18 are there, but not a 17. So Suzuki catches a break and makes the catch. 2 down for Will Smith. 3-8, and that's going to be a pop out to short. So 3 up and 3 down. So Thompson certainly available to pitch one more inning, no question about it. He was effective. We go to the top of the 8th, still 3-0 Cubs, and new pitcher Alex Vesia, left-hander. In the 24 season, he was 5-4 with a 1.76 ERA and 5 saves. In 66 innings pitched, he only allowed 33 hits. That's pretty impressive, I would say. And he's going to be forcing Ian Happ to turn around and bat right-handed. Of course, Happ had the 2-run homer his last time up. 6-5, Vesia against the righty, and that's a 1-8 home run chance, but that's a 15, so it's just a fly to left. And it's a loud out for Ian Happ, 1 away. Nico Horner, batter. 3-10 for Horner against the left-hander. 3-10 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, to first base, rather. And that's 1 away, or 2 away, rather. 2 quick outs for Vesia. That brings up the next left-hander, Cody Bellinger, lefty-on-lefty matchup for Vesia. 4-7, and that's a fly to left, hauled in out there by Mr. Teoscar Hernandez to end the inning. So Vesia pitches a solid inning, giving up nothing. But he's done. They'll bring in a right-hander for the 9th, probably Daniel Hudson most likely. And now the Cubs coming out. It'll be Rojas, Hernandez, and Lux. But there's going to be left-handers coming off the bench for the Dodgers because they were sitting on the bench based on the left-handed starter. But now that the righty bullpen is in, you got James Outman, Max Muncy, and Jason Hayward all from the left-hand side that might be able to start doing something. So looks like James Outman. Looks like James Outman, Jason Hayward. Max Muncy. Let's see how they want to play this. There's a lot of guys that have flexibility, can play lots of positions. Rojas, do we keep Rojas at short? I guess we'll keep Rojas at short because he's such a good fielder. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-0. Rojas will lead it off against Keegan Thompson. (1-9), and that's going to be a ground ball to short for Swanson, 1 away. Kike Hernandez will be called back, and James Outman will pinch hit for him and stay in the game to play center field. So Outman pinch hits in the 8th and plays center field in the 9th. He's an excellent defender, and they wanted a left-handed bat in there, so that's what they're doing. James Outman. He had a horrible year in 2024. He hit a $147. But he gets on base with some walks, so maybe they can get something started against Thompson. 5-3, and that's an in-home run chance on a 1. Anything else will be a double. That's a double for James Outman. So a pinch hit double on the 5-3. And had we left a righty in there, he would have struck out on the 5-3. So again, manager makes the difference there. Here comes Gavin Lux, and to pinch hit for Taylor, Max Muncy will pinch hit for Taylor. Right after we have Lux's at bat, we will have Max Muncy. If I can find Max Muncy's card. I just had it a second ago. Now I got to find it. What the heck happened to Max Muncy's card? How'd it get buried? Don't know what happened to his card. I had it a second ago. Unless it's was stuck to Austin. Okay, I see it. It was behind Austin Barnes' card. All right, so we're going to have Gavin Lux, and then we're going to have Max Muncy pinch hit for Taylor. So Muncy will pinch hit for Taylor. And he'll stay in the game to play third base. But right now, Gavin Lux will swing away with 1 out and a runner at second. That's a 6-7, and that's a ground ball, second base X. That's Horner. He's a 1, E10. 1 and a 12 for a second baseman. Should be a G1, I would assume, and it is. That's a 10, and he is an E10. 10, E10, no problem there. So it's a G1 with the runner on second. He will go to third, but now there are 2 away. 2 outs, and now we get the pinch hitter, Max Muncy. He hit .232 with 15 home runs on the 24 season. So Muncy will pinch hit and stay in the game, play third base in the 9th against Keegan Thompson. First time the Dodgers have had a runner at third all day. 5-10, and that's a strikeout. So Keegan Thompson striking out Muncy to end the inning. And that's going to do it for Thompson. He goes 2 innings. Gives up a hit, nothing else. No walks and a strikeout. So solid outing for Keegan Thompson. They'll set it up for the closer in the 9th, assuming it stays 3-0. So Outman's the new center fielder for Hernandez, and Muncy's the new third baseman for Taylor. And now the Dodgers will need a new pitcher. I believe I said I was going to do Daniel Hudson. I think that's who I'd picked out. Let's see. Let me look at this card and make sure. Yeah, we'll do Daniel Hudson. 6-2, ERA of 3 with 10 saves. Good enough. We'll do Daniel Hudson. In fact, I'll put the card over here so because it's starting to lose space over there. So Daniel Hudson is on. And Hudson will be facing Suzuki, Bush, and Swanson. The Cubbies. Oops, this way. Let's do it this way. Why not? Might look better that way. Actually, we'll do it this way, Strat-O-Matic style. That way 1, 2, 3 is over here and 4, 5, 6 is over here. How about that? That's a 4-7 for Hudson against the right-hander. Struck him out. So Hudson gets the strikeout. Here's Michael Bush. 2-12 for Bush, and he's going to draw the base on balls. So base on balls for Bush. He doesn't run well. He will hold where he is. And Swanson is your batter. That's a 1. Wild pitch rate on Hudson's a 7. And he uncorks the wild pitch. So that moves the runner into scoring position with 1 out. 1-3 is a single to left field. There's a clutch sign there, but there's only one out, not 2 outs. So the single is good. The left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez, has a -1 arm. Bush only runs at a 12, so they will hold Bush at third base. That'll bring up Tauchman, the left-hander, so I believe they're going to go to the bullpen for a left-hander of their own and bring in Ryan Yarborough because Hudson has paced his 3 batters, so he is now eligible to be replaced. And they're going to go to left-hander Ryan Yarborough, the other lefty out of the bullpen, to try to get out of the mess with Tauchman coming up. So Hudson goes a third of an inning, a walk, a single, and a strikeout. And now Yarborough, I guess it looks like it's spelled Yarborough because the R is on this side, so, and there's no O between the B and the R, so I'm guessing it's Yarborough. I don't know. I'm thinking that's what it is. All right, so he's on to face Tauchman. Runners on the corners and 1 out, and they are going to play for the double play. Back for the double play. Try to turn 2 and get out of this. That's a 6-6 left-handed, and it's a pop up to second, so that works just as well. Nobody can move up. There's 2 away, and that's bringing that down to Miguel Amaya, the catcher, who did homer his last time up. Yarborough trying to get out of the mess. 6-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder is Outman, who came in as a defensive replacement after pinch hitting. And Outman is a 3 with an E4. So he's a 3-E4. 3-E4. 3 and 18, he'll get to that. E4, and that is a 9 for a center fielder. E4, there is no 9. Good play for Outman, and Yarbrough pitches out of the mess. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Dodgers. And the Cubs will bring in their closer. Whoever that is, I got to check the cards. I think it was Hector Neris. He had 17 saves. So I believe it is Hector Neris. I don't see anybody with any more saves than him on the roster. So I'm going to assume it's Hector Neris. So Hector Neris will be on. And he'll face the top of the order, Ohtani, Betts, and let's see, Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman. So that's who we're going with. Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman facing Hector Neris. Here is Ohtani. 4-10 for Neris. Ballpark single check. It's only a 1-2, so that will be a fly out to right field. And there's one away. So Ohtani goes 0 for 3 with a walk on this game. Here's Mookie Betts. 1-7 for Betts, and he's going to fly it to center field. That's 2 away. And it's last chance, Freddie Freeman. 6-4, left-handed. That is a ground ball shortstop exits. Going to be Mr. Swanson. He's a 1-E6. You know he's going to get to it with a 1. We're just checking the E6. And that's a 14. If that's not an error, the game is over. E6, there's a 16 and 18, but no 14. So Dansby Swanson makes the play, and the ball game is over. The Cubs shut out the Dodgers 3-0. Steele with the win, Neris the save, and Glasnow the loss. And we'll wrap this up. Neris 1 inning, nothing allowed, no walks, no strikeouts. So for the Cubs, 3 runs, 5 hits. And I don't believe there was 1 error on the Dodgers. That was on Mookie Betts. But I don't believe there's any other errors. For the Dodgers, they get no runs on 3 hits, 3 measly hits. The world champion Dodgers get shut out 3-0 by the Cubs on opening day here in the Demolition League. Go figure. Thank you, Mike. It was a fun game. I'm still getting used to all the strikeouts, and it seemed like the only way they ever score is on a home run. But hey, I did a sacrifice bunt. It just didn't work out very well, and I tried to steal and got picked off. So I mean, I'm trying the alternatives, but sometimes the dice just aren't in your favor. So Cubs go to 1-0, Dodgers go to 0-1, and there you go. So anybody that thought putting the Dodgers in this league was going to give them the automatic, title, maybe you have to think again. So if we look at the schedule here, we scratch that one off. It's been played. Next one in line is not exactly a highlight one, but could be interesting. Miami Marlins taking on the Minnesota Twins at Target Field in Minnesota. Then the other 2 games, Kansas City will be in San Diego, and the Yankees will be in Pittsburgh. Despite my wanting to do it, to be authentic, I do not have Paul Skeens on the opening 25-man roster. I just think it's better to have, I wanted to go with the opening day roster, and he wasn't there. So Skeens will eventually come on the scene, but just not right away. So next game on the Demolition League will be, and in case you missed the game on the Demolition League, the first game, it's on the opposite side of this page, where Oakland beat Toronto 3-1. So I'm getting low-scoring games the first 2 games, which makes sense because you're using better starters in theory, so it should be lower-scoring games, but we'll see. But those are the first 2 games, and then Game 3 will pit the Marlins against the Twins And like I said, the Marlins should be fun because the Marlins have like 50 players carded or something. So I got all kinds of guys I can take in and out of the lineup and move around and whatnot. So, but if you're so inclined to enjoy inside pitch, then that game 7 tonight for the Sparky Bowl will be roughly around 8:30, between 8 and 8:30 Eastern. I'm not sure exactly when, but there you go. 84 Tigers against the 76 Reds. That game will be played in Cincinnati for all the marbles. Gary Nolan against Jack Morris. And then I'll put inside pitch for a while, away for a while, and let Robert have the floor with inside pitch for a good while I concentrate on Strat-O-Matic. And hopefully learn some of these new players. And maybe the more I play, the more I'll know who they are, and maybe can adjust the batting lineups to produce better run support. I don't know. Right now, like I said, I don't know who should be hitting leadoff or whatever. We're just playing it and going by feel mostly, just by gut instinct. And sometimes that doesn't work all the way. And as for poor Shohei Ohtani, he took an offer. So Shohei Ohtani didn't really show me a whole lot. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate your kind words. So Ohtani, we'll have to wait till next time. All right, so that's going to do it from here. It's almost 5 o'clock here. It's about 4:45 here on the east. So it won't be about another hour. I'll be getting ready for dinner. So, and then resting up a little bit and playing the third game of the day. Third stream of the day, which will be coming up on Inside Pitch. Third stream of the day with the third different game engine. So that's interesting. Had season ticket this afternoon. We have Strat here now, and then Inside Pitch will be tonight. But then after tonight, it's Strat all the way, baby. And as our good friend Tenacious Earl used to say, Strat on, as they say. Of course, he was the brainchild behind this 10-team league. Beautiful concept, and so I had to adopt it and enjoyed it when I did it for the 2015 season, so thought I would do it here. And this is really a trial, like I've been saying before, this is really a trial rehearsal. And for those maybe who haven't seen Tabby in a while, because she doesn't come up here much anymore, there she is sitting on her perch. I took this yesterday. She's enjoying our fresh air and enjoying a good time. So Tabby's still around. But yeah, I mean, I took that from him and I've really enjoyed it. But this is really a trial run for 2025 because I'm late to the party on this. These cards came out in February. I didn't get them until August. So, it's a little late to the party. So I cut out a lot of time I could be playing with this thing. But what I plan to do next year is get the 2025 season when it is issued in February so that I'll have plenty of time to play. And hopefully by then I'll know a lot of the newer players or most of the newer players, be familiar with them. And hopefully I won't be sick of the modern game because I'm trying to learn the modern game. It does, Alex. I mean, I could use that. I don't want to cheat though. I want to do this on my own without cheating. So, but yes, they do have these suggested lineups. At least I thought they did. Actually, I don't see suggested lineups on here. The roster sheet's just the roster sheet. I don't see any suggested lineups. It's just a roster sheet. There are no suggested lineups on here. It just tells you who's on the sheet, who the extra players are, and all that stuff. But there is no roster sheet that says these are the default lineups. So I know some game companies have that. Strat does not. But and of course, I did my Strat, why I like Strat, the Strat-O-Matic Good, Bad, and Ugly the other day, and I actually had an occurrence in. I think it was a game I was watching, not a game I was playing, that Strat does that other games don't do. And that was on a sacrifice bunt. There's an option on the sacrifice bunt chart. If another game does this, let me know and I'll stand corrected. But I don't think it does. I could be wrong. But somebody could tell me if I am wrong. Somebody can tell me. And you'll probably be happy to tell me I'm wrong. So that's fine. I don't mind being wrong. On the super advanced bunt chart, I don't know any other game that gives you a 1 and 2 count where you foul off a bunt and then you get to have the choice of whether you want to retry the bunt or take it off. Most games that I know of, you try the bunt, you're either successful or you're not. But Strat's the only one I can think of that has the 1 and the 2. Oh, season ticket does. Okay. All right, good. I haven't bunted enough in season ticket to know. So go to. Okay, Frank, that's a good thing to know. That's a good thing to know. But I can also look in the box score. That would tell me. Not every line. It won't tell me the most suggested, but it'll give me it'll give me an idea of the lines. But the whole purpose of this thing is not to do as played lineups. That's what I want to get away from because I do that all the time in season replays. So this is the whole thing, is to be creative and use my own lineups. So we are doing injuries. So if injuries had come up, there would have been an injury to deal with. And eventually I will be doing rest rolls when we play enough games. I'll be doing rest rolls like I did before. So guys with low at bats, if they played the previous game and their position comes up, they're going to have to rest. So yeah, that's true, Kenyon. Once I get some data under my belt to how they're doing, I will have to input this game into the Strat computer. I already did that for the Oakland game. Yep, I mean, just like I said, I had what's his face leading off, Ohtani. Betts got 2 hits from the number 2 position, so maybe it's telling me I should put Betts at leadoff and maybe drop Ohtani to 2 or 3 in the lineup. I mean, it's have to, weigh it out and see. I've got 10 teams to maneuver with and learn about, so we'll see how that comes about. But again, thank you all for spending part of your time. Like I said, I took a chance when I bought the 2024 set because all I kept hearing is nobody likes the modern game, or not nobody, but people in our age range don't really care for, and that are in this hobby don't really care for the modern game. So if you get the modern cards, you try to put it on video, nobody's going to watch it because nobody cares about the modern game. But then I took it from the other point of view as well. Nobody's playing the modern game on YouTube. So if I do it, at least that's something different that nobody else is doing. Other people have done 62 replays or 76 replays or whatever, 86 replays. But as far as I know, I think I'm the only one that's played the 2024 game, period, on Strat-O-Matic on YouTube. I could be wrong. There might be somebody out there I haven't seen, but the channels that I've seen play, 9 times out of 10, it's something from the 60s, 70s, or 80s. So, and they may have done 2024 on like computer or on a different game engine. But as far as Strat goes, this is the first. I think I'm the first one that has done that. Yep, I'm waiting for extra innings. As soon as I get my first extra inning game, I will get my taste of the Ghost Runner for myself, and I think that's where I'll get an opinion right then and there on the Ghost Runner. Once I see it happen for myself and I have to deal with it, then I've got to, do whatever. And if anybody missed it earlier when I unboxed all these things, one of the seasons I got was 1976, and yes, those cards are noticeably flimsy compared to the 62 cards and the 24 cards. They're still serviceable, but there's a noticeable difference in the thinner paper. Don't know why they did that for 76. It's a nice season. It's the only season I have that has the big red machine of 75 and 76 because they never came out, but they haven't come out with 75 for a long time. So 76 was all I could get, and they have the flimsy paper, unfortunately. So that's just the way it goes. Can't have everything you want, I guess. Take what you can get, and that's that. Manager of all teams. Yeah, in the 10-team league, yes. Captain, I did that when I was doing the 2022 Yankee replay and payoff pitch. I was using Digital Diamond to score, keep stats. And when I got to an extra inning game, I looked at my score sheet and looked at the computer and said something's off, and didn't realize that was an extra innings. And like, what's the guy doing on second base? Did I type something in wrong? But no, it was the ghost runner. And yes, it took me a while to get used to that. So, Alex, what's for dinner? It's called leftovers. Actually, I am the cook now that I'm retired, and the missus is still working. I do all the cooking. I'm Mr. Mom. I do all the cooking and dishes and laundry and everything because she's working and I'm not. So I got the time to do it. So we are having leftover chicken fettuccine Alfredo. We had it for dinner last night, and we're having the leftovers tonight. So looking forward to that. So that's going to do it from here. My tail end of my computer, my laptop's getting in the way there. Let's see if this will show up right. I didn't print this out on paper. I got it printed on the PDF on the computer, and I don't know how well it's going to show up when I try to show this. But anywho, that is the score sheet from that I did on my first Demolition League game with Toronto and Oakland. And if I go to the Strat computer for the Demolition League, and under standings, or under league stats for standings, there you go. Oakland is 1-0, and Toronto is 0-1. And when I input this game, the Dodgers will be 0-1, and the Cubs will be 1-0. So that's just the way it goes. So, and no, I don't have the technical savvy to be able to have multiple cameras going and show this screen and the computer screen at the same time. I don't know how to do stuff like that. That's way above my pay grade. So I just do what I can do. But yeah, that's going to do it from here. I didn't necessarily bench Langoliers. The pitcher was a right-hander, so I decided to use a left-handed catcher that was batting. So I batted him instead. But that means Langoliers plays the next game. I'm going to probably have them rotating. Or, I might have – I got to see how many bats they had. If Langoliers was the main catcher, then, of course, I'll be using him 2/3 of the time and using the other guy against certain right-handed pitching. But like I said, it's a work in progress trying to figure out these lineups. So anyway, here's the old hole of the dice tower there. But that's going to do it from here. I need to get going so I can rest up a little bit and get ready for tonight. If you're interested in Inside Pitch, it's going to be roughly 8:30 tonight, maybe 8:15, somewhere in that neighborhood, for the Sparky Bowl, Game 7, to finish off that series. Tigers and the Reds, and I've already got the score sheet ready to go. It's already printed out and ready to go. It'll be Jack Morris against Gary Nolan, so I'm all set there. I've got to get the cards out and get to playing. But that'll be my last YouTube game of Inside Pitch for quite a while. And I will be focusing only on Strat. So it's 5 o'clock here on the East. Like that song says, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And it's time for me to get along. So thank you for spending part of your Saturday afternoon with me. Hope you enjoyed that modern baseball game of the Dodgers and the Cubs, 2024. Whether it's modern or not, it's still Strat. And to me, there's never a bad Strat game. So it's my philosophy. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, even if it's APA, and however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.